Kevin, an end to the regular season home games here at AFC Telford United this afternoon. Of course, there is a playoff game to come. Won't be short of telling people about that one, because obviously we'd like as many people here for that as possible. But you've signed off that league campaign in a nice way. A big win, 6-2 against Berkhamsted this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a nice way to finish the season. It's nice that we can rotate the squad around a little bit and give players there some minutes on the field and get some minutes into certain players that haven't had so many lately. One or two take a rest today, which I'm glad it's panned out okay. I'm not one that generally makes drastic changes within the group, and when the group is doing as well as we have, I'm obviously reluctant generally to change things around too much. It's nice to keep that bit of momentum, but certainly the lads that went in today have done very well. The lads that have come out, like I say, have had a bit of a break, and we've got probably a stronger bench there as I've had in my time at Telford. So yeah, it's a pleasing afternoon. It's great that we've won the game, and people go away happy again, and we move on to next Saturday.
Sure. Can't be churlish about scoring 6 goals. I know probably the two at the other end don't please you as much, because you always want that little bit more, and you wouldn't have wanted those. But I guess in terms of with a a playoff game coming up, then having everybody in that sort of like buoyant mood, having found the target a few times today, is a nice feeling.
Yeah, it is. All 3 strikers. Reece getting off the bench and scoring is a fantastic moment for him and us. Chances and have been limited of late. Similarly, young Ty as well. They both work really hard at their game and have continued to work hard at their game. It's nice when they can get off and have an effect like they have, and both get a goal. So it's a nice afternoon. You're disappointed for Berkhamsted. They've had a tough season, but clearly they've got capable players there that do keep going and keep working hard. But yeah, my concern is our players and getting them the other side of it with 3 points and everybody fit.
Sure. I think you got 90 minutes into Nathan Fox there, which is pleasing, given again the length of time he's been out. I'm sure that will be helpful to him, although I don't know, he might not feel that way tomorrow morning. Legs might be a bit stiff. But yeah, no injury concerns, no additional out of that game today.
No, I don't think so. I think most everybody's fine. So that's probably like I say, the second most pleasing aspect, other than the win. It's important to get players through it in hopefully in good form and in good physical shape. That's the most important thing. We've got some, like I say, next Saturday will be a tough game at Colville, and whoever we play in the playoffs is going to be a difficult game, and one that we need everybody as fresh as we possibly can, and making sure they're playing to the best of their ability.
Sure. Nice for Sam Whittle to finally get a Telford goal to his credit. I know he's been close a couple of times in recent weeks, and I think we probably tell that he was relieved to get that one under his belt.
Yeah, he's been, like I say, wherever we play him as a midfielder or a centre half, he's been terrific for us since he's been in, and had a great effect on the group. Ultra consistent, and being a local chap, delighted for him. His attitude is first class. Works hard at his game, and he's a very good player, certainly at this level and probably the level beyond. And delighted to have him in the group and part of it. And like I say, hopefully he can take his best game into the playoffs.
I guess another pleasing aspect of today as well is that you've turned in that kind of performance and that kind of entertainment in front of a crowd of, over 15, almost 1,600 people today, which again is, it's perhaps another signal of what is, building here at Telford now, that when you first came in, we had some crowds that dropped below 1,000, I think, earlier in the season when, things were still like sort of bedding in, but, nice weather, and second in the table, and playoff campaign around the corner, and it brings everybody out.
Yeah, I think it's winning games. I think people will turn up if you can win games consistently, and we've been fairly consistent at home for a good period now. So yeah, I think that certainly winning games brings people to the stadium, and certainly outside of that, I think if you're not winning games, supporters want to feel that there are players that care about the club, that they can associate with and be close to, and like I say, just feel that there is a concern and a desire to do well for this club, and we've tried to identify and bring players to the group that do all those things. But equally, the most important thing is that players out there are winning games for us. That's ultimately always the aim, and however that looks. And we've been able to be probably a little bit more expansive over these last couple of months as the group has settled and understood each other a little bit more, and that will continue to evolve and change, and hopefully there will be other players coming into the group that strengthen what we are, and again hopefully keeping the best of what we have there to move forward and again keep this place strong.
Just one league game remaining, but I suppose I ought not to miss the opportunity to ask you about the Mikulova situation. I know that I expect your answer will be largely speaking that it's out of your control and you just have to concentrate on what you can do. But a big surprise when that news broke this week.
Very much so. As you say, it's not really any of my business. I can only really worry about our team and us doing well. Clearly, you're disappointed for Mikulova, and in any situations, I don't want to neither profit nor lose in those sort of situations. And similarly in games, I only ever want a fair test. And if you're not good enough on the day, you hold your hands up. And that's where I'll sit with it. I can only affect our group and what our players do, and that's always been my focus. Look, it's disappointing for Mikulova. Quite where it finishes and ends up is anybody's guess at the moment. We'll continue to focus on ourselves and doing the best that we can.
Sure, and I suppose it just introduced yet another element into that playoff picture, which it's not going to be settled until next Saturday evening. We're not going to know, I don't think, who's facing who until then. So until then, just the hard work continues during the week.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is, is that if the powers that be can get it resolved as quickly as possible, so everybody knows, whoever it is and wherever you sit within the league, I think it's really, really important that it's resolved quickly and people can see a clear path ahead, and that's muddied a little bit at the moment, and it's just really important to everybody that we can get over this and move on and let football be the winner.
Kevin, appreciate your time as ever. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.